Hey, what's going on, guys? Chaz here, and today we're doing basic tutorial on how to do all the algebra ever. Okay, so basically we're gonna start off with pretty simple equation. We're gonna go y equals 4x. Basically we're actually gonna do a different problem. We're gonna decide. We're gonna go a different problem. We're gonna be 8 is equal to 6x plus 2. And so, one time, if we're talking about the 8 here, so let's rotate this around here. And if we rotate it, let's see, how do we do this? So, if we were to rotate this, and then draw a smiley, face, look at what we have here. Famous cartoon character and superhero by the name of Spider-Man. And who is Spider-Man in reality? Spider-Man is a fictional character made up by Marvel. Marvel? Let's talk about the name. Marvel. Marvel, we'll draw it out for you. Marvel is, it's a superhero company. They make superheroes and they make stories, basically. So, if we're talking about stories, stories are, they're art. There's a way to express your art in a different, in express experience that you've had for many generations to come. So Spider-Man, for example, moving back on to Spider-Man, so he has a lot of webs. If we look at it actually here, and he kills all the bad guys. And so what makes a bad guy that he would have to kill? So generally a bad guy is one that wears a mask. And now why do bad guys wear masks here? Let's look at this. So this is the bad guy here. So why does the bad guys wear the masks? So that's to cover their faces. What are they covering their faces from? The security cameras on the wall. Record their faces from the security cameras on the wall. And so the security cameras, when it looks at them, right, it captures them in a frame. So if we were to enlarge here, like Jarvis Enhance, which is Iron Man, who is related to Spider-Man, and Spider-Man is related to him, in the sense that they are both Marvel characters. Moving back over to here, the M would be from Marvel. So they're both related to Spider-Man, correct? And they're both related to Marvel. And Marvel is related to Spider-Man, and it's this web. So everything is really related to everything, if you think about it. Just as I'm related to you, and you're related to me. And because we could find so many different things that to relate each other with. Excuse me, my program was malfunctioning. I could find something to relate you to with. For example, if you liked Whataburger, if you went to Whataburger often, let's see here. If you went to Whataburger often, and I love Whataburger, this is me, and this is me eating a burger. I love the cheeseburger from Whataburger, and if you were to go to Whataburger often, I would say that we both have a relation to each other. This is you. Yeah, I would say that we both have a relation to each other because we both like Whataburger. So, therefore, everything is intertwined somehow. There is no one person that is not related to another person. So, in that sense, why are we not helping each other out, and why do we have people like him here? Why do we have robbers and bad people, and why do we have good people? Well, not everyone wants to be related to the other person, which is why people like, for example, Playboy Cardi. And so why do people like Playboy Cardi? Because they want to be, and this is the kicker, guys, they want to be different. And so why do people want to be different, guys? So basically, they want to be different because when you're different, you have a sense of being your own self. You are the only one of that. So, guys, this is the underrated method of really seeing how if someone is not following the rules, then they're just trying to be different because they don't want to be related to anyone else. And people that are non-rule followers are more likely to not be related. That they're not related to rule followers, right? So that automatically takes out all these people around that are rule followers. And why do you follow the rules? So you don't get in trouble. Why don't you want to get in trouble? So you don't go to jail. No one likes to go to jail because guess what? Jail has bars. And what else has bars? Playboy Carti. Do you see the relation here, guys? This, you have to just think for a second about all these things. That everything is intertwined. Going back to the theory, that everything is intertwined. And if we're speaking of theories, I actually have a theory about black holes. And let me explain it to you, right? So, if we have black holes, right? And they're black on the inside because it's a black hole. So, if we have the black holes here, correct? This is the black hole right here. So a black hole, right? It grows ever expansively, right? As it eats and gains stuff, right? Guess what else grows ever expansively? The universe. It always is growing outwards, right? So, I see that if you might be a little intellectually inclined, you might start seeing the correlation here of their relationship. What is our universe? It is a black hole. It's actually ever expanding as the black hole eats stuff. And dark universes are fueled by dark matter. And so guess what else black holes are fueled by? Therefore, dark matter. Because every black hole is in itself a universe. We're a universe. The black hole that is, here, right here, this is a universe with a lot of people in it that love Whataburger and are criminals and are different. They're trying to be different. They all love Playboy Carti. They're all loving it. So this is all the universes. And if we talk about universes, if there's so many universes, what makes you, you? What makes you, you? That's really what we're thinking about here at the end of the day. Because why does all this matter if, why does being a human matter if we aren't us, right? So, if we aren't us, none of this matters because we can't have these thoughts. We can't think about all these things, and we can't, direct our mind in ways that are more intellectually inclined and can think of things like this, right? So, basically, you are yourself because yourself is you, if you think about it, right? You have to think about it deeply because you are yourself. So what is yourself? Yourself is someone from an outside perspective looking in on you. So let's say this is you. And right now this video is looking at you, right? So that's yourself, right? But you is you looking outside. So this is the outside world. This is like the white screen. This is what you're looking at right now, right? You are looking outside. So this is your view right here. So basically, that's what you're looking at. This is yourself. This one, yourself, and this one is you. So you are yourself. You are your people's interpretations of you, and people's interpretations of you is you in a sense. Because who are you without people's interpretations of you, right? If everyone thinks that you are mean, then what are you? You are likely mean. There is no other way around it. If everyone on this planet thought you were short, then you are short. There is no other way around it. You become what society thinks of you. And that's why society is really declining at an ever so increasing rate. It's because society is very, very judgmental. And why are we judgmental? Because we want to be better. And we want to be, but think about this, different. Right? We want to be different. In the end of the day, that's all this is. It's a differentiable contest. All of us are trying to be different. We talk about differentiables. What's a differentiable? It's a function that can have a derivative, correct? So, we go back to math. What's the answer to this problem? 8 equals 6x plus 2. Going back to easy algebra, which relates to calculus, which holds differentiables. Because we are in a differentiable society. We are all trying to be different from each other. So, 8x. So we have 8. Cross that out. So basically, we have this 2 here. This will be our next step. And 2. 2. What a number. 2. It's after 1, and it's not 3. And it's before 3. But let's think about this. Which one would you be more happy to get in a race? Would you be more happy to get a gold, a silver, or a bronze? Well, gold may be the 1, and silver is the 2, and bronze is therefore the 3. Which one are you the most happy to get? Well, obviously the gold, correct? But here's where the question lies. Which one are you the second most happy to get? 2. People would think 2 because, it's second, right? That's what people would think. Don't let anyone tell you that. It's number 3. That is the one that you're the most happy to get. And therefore, number 2 is the one that you're least happy to get. Why? Because number 3, you got it. You made the medal. You got the medal, right? Number 1, you won. And therefore, you're the most happiest. But number 3, you got the medal. Yay. At least you did something. At least you got one. But number 2, you're in this weird just situation of not getting the 1, but not getting the 3. You weren't good enough to be first, but you weren't bad enough to be third. So, while there's, something to celebrate about, you got a medal, and you were second. You weren't first, but you don't get the satisfaction of barely scraping by and getting that medal. So what is happiness? What is satisfaction? Satisfaction is whenever you gain something, correct? It's when you gain something. And gaining something, let's think about this. Gaining something is really just, it's a social construct of, whenever you gain something, you acquire a new version of self. You have a new identity, no matter what it is. For example, if I gained a new gaming PC that I built yesterday, for example, then I see a version of myself that is going to be a better gamer. Because I love gaming. And gaming is defined as how good you are at video games. And if I have a better gaming PC, then I will eventually be better at video games because I can play more video games and I can run video games better and I will have the edge. And so if I had this amazing gaming PC that I have now, I'll be really good at games, and so therefore I have this new vision of myself that is better gaming, and therefore maybe I think I'm smarter, maybe I think I'm more talented at other things because I'm just simply better at gaming. And how did I get this new gaming PC? Because of money. And so why do we put all this value on money when money is simply paper? It's simply paper. But is it? Because if we relate back to the olden days, we had the gold standard, right? What is the gold standard? Let's think about this. So the gold standard is basically with any amount of money that was in circulation in the United States of America, correct? Not in any other country, so this does not apply there. We'll get to that in a second. This does not apply there, but for every amount of money in the United States at a certain time, there was equivalent amount in gold that the government held. No longer. So therefore, some of this paper is actually worthless. Some of this paper is still worth something, because there is gold to attribute it with, but some of this paper is simply meaningless. Why do we attribute it to green? We attribute money with green because green is growth. What do you think of when you think of spring? You think of growth. You think of life. What do you think of when you think of money? You think of growth. You think of earning. You think of life. You think of having a better life. And that's what you think of when you think of green. Spring and green. Spring, green. Irish spring, green, green. This has to be connecting to you in your head. Fucking Flight Reacts is he already has this. He has this down to a T. Irish spring, green, green. What about the Irish? We're talking about other countries and their monetary value. What about the Irish? That's an interesting question. And, you know, I'm gonna be honest, it's not one I readily have the answer to. But guess what? This is their flag. So if we think about their flag, we can think about their life, right? So we have a green section, we have a white section, and we have an orange section. What does the green section signify? Well, obvious. Growth. No question. Maybe they're green hills. Growth. What does the orange signify? Oranges. It signifies oranges, which, guess what they do? Grow. So, simple, right? White. What does white signify? Well, if you've ever looked up in the sky, maybe you've seen one of these. Right? This would be a cloud. And what do clouds do? They rain. Clouds rain. Clouds rain everywhere, basically. Right? And so when clouds rain, what happens? The ground that is brown turns into spring when it's green. Right? And that's a poem. And so what are poems? Poems are essentially a way to express your feelings, just as a story is. And so, unequivocally, since we just figured out the Irish flag, what all these mean, Ireland is simply all related back to money. And money is everything, right? What do you do when you have money? You become different. You become different from people that don't have money. You are a different specimen. You simply live a better life, and your life experience is different. But it doesn't always mean it's worse. Just think about this. It doesn't always mean it's better. Excuse me. So if someone is less wealthy than you, then they may live life experiences that are different, right? But does different always mean worse? No. Because, for example, if a man and a woman are different, which one's better? Which one's better? Which one's worse? Right? Men and women commonly go to the normal phrase, girls go to Jupiter to get more stupider, or boys go to Jupiter to get more stupider. So why are we going to Jupiter in order to get more stupider? What's the point of that? Right? Don't you think that's a little rude? Well, Jupiter. Let's look at it. So this is a preliminary drawing of Jupiter here. And we have the red storm. What happens if you go into red storm? You get concussed. You get struck by lightning. What happens if you get struck by lightning? You become dumb. Because guess what? Whenever lightning strikes your brain, you become less smart. And so whenever you become less smart, then you are less smart. And once you're less smart, then how do you know how to get money? And this is how you relate it to everything. You could relate everything with money. Someone could buy Jupiter. That's a fact. Right? Elon Musk could buy Jupiter. And we don't know that. And who is Elon Musk? Elon Musk is from South Africa. Right? I'm sure if we drew South Africa's flag, it could all be related back to growth and money. Right? I'm sure. Let's draw the American flag, for example. And so we'll see, whenever we draw the American flag here, momentarily, we will see a stark revelation. So here is the American flag, basically. So, what does the blue mean? Blue sky? Blue life? Blue is sad. But what's sad about blue? What is sad about blue? What makes blue a sad color? Oh, I don't know. Blue is sad because it's the feeling. It's whenever you look at a color, it's how you feel inside. Blue is how you feel, right? Blue is the sky, though, and what's in the sky? Clouds. Clouds, rain, green, money. Done. That's blue. White? We already know that one. Clouds. Done. Red. How do we relate red? Red, I would say, hardest one to relate. Why? We think of red, we think of aggression. How do you relate aggression to money? You would ask Chaz. And I would reply to you. Red equals aggression. And aggression in a workspace environment leads to higher promotions because you are more inclined to outseek your promotion. And guess what? Guess what? Whenever you get promoted, you make more money. Just think about this. It's all about the money. And what does money do? It's about numbers. Let's go back to this math problem, baby. So, we'll subtract the 2. We'll subtract the 2. So, we have 8 equals, or we have, 6 equals 6x. Right? We'll write that down here. 6 equals 6x. This is our new math problem after subtracting the 2. Correct? So, we divide this by 6. Now, what's 6? Now, people may think, if I were to write the number 666, you would think that this is a devilish number, correct? Devil. And I would reply to you, no. This is actually God's number. Everything can be related to in 3s. How many grades do you go through? 12. How many months are in a year? 12. Right? How many books? 12. Right? So, although 6 may not seem like a good number whenever it's said 3 times, it's 3 times. Everything can be related to 3. Boom. 3. Again. There it is, right there. Didn't even realize it. Wrote it right next to 3. Isn't that unbelievable? Crazy. Down to the 12. 3 times 4, 12. Boom. 6, right there. Simple. And so, everything can be related back to 12. And so what's good about 12? Well, 12 is a year before 13. And 13 is generally seen as an unlucky number. What's the opposite of unlucky? Lucky. What's the number for lucky? 777. You see it all the time. It's 666 plus 111. What happens when we get 111? 111. That could be a time. That could certainly be a time. And, in fact, it's 1209, right? So, if we were to add 2, plus 2, and plus 1 hour, we would get 111, which is the time in the morning, or in the afternoon, which is why everything is in 2s as well. 2s and 3s. And they don't realize this. But, what's it also in? 1s. Because, guess what? 1 times 2? 2. 1 times 3? 3. Simple. And 1, back to here, boom. Simple. 2 times 1 plus 2 times 1, 4. 3 times 1 plus 2 times 1 plus 2 times 1, 7. 7. Boom. Simple. 7, 3 times. It's all numbers. Life is numbers. And guess what else is numbers? Money. Money is numbers. This is what you have to really be aware of today. Is people don't understand this. So, what relates to numbers? Let's think about this. What relates to numbers? Where did numbers start? Numbers started in ancient civilization. Let's think. Numbers were initially counting. Counting was the first number. How many rocks do I have? 1, 2. I have 2 rocks. Right? That is counting. That is the basis of counting. Right? And so on and so forth. Correct? So, if I had 2 rocks and you had 1, am I more stronger than you? Well, not necessarily. Although I do have more monetary value, because these rocks are inherently more valuable. 2 rocks are inherently more valuable than 1. What might you have? You might have something known as strength. Right? And when you have strength, you are able to use your rock, right? And steal my 2 rocks if I weren't strong. But that's where having a lot of money and being very strong come in handy. And that's why people tend to go to the gym, the more wealthy they are. Now, for example, what is this? 2, 2, 5. Assuming these are both 45-pound plates. And this is a 45-pound bar. It is 225 pounds. Correct? So, we have 2 2s. All the way down, 2. Simple. Correct? Very simple. Don't have to think about it. Don't overthink it. 5, 3 plus 2. Easy. 45? You're making it too easy. 2 times 2. Simple. 5, again. 3 plus 2. Too simple. You're making it way too easy for me. It's way too easy to write everything to 3s, 2s, and 1s, and everything to money. Everything can be related to money. And so let's think about money. Money can be related, in a sense, to one of the most easy concepts, right? What's one of the most easy concepts? Writing. Writing is one of the most easy concepts. It's one of the first things you learn how to do. You first learn how to read. You first learn how to walk, speak, read, and then write. What's one of the first things you write? Numbers. You first write numbers. What's that called? Math. Then, eventually, once you hit the 9th or 8th grade level, maybe even 10th grade, that's acceptable, you start doing what? Algebra. Let's finish this algebra problem, okay? Let's do it. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure how to finish this, but we can write this. 6, 3 times 2. 6, 3, 6, 3, 2. 6, 3, 2. Okay? Divided by 6, we get x is equal to what's 6 divided by 6? 1. 1 is equal to x. There's our solution. Right? Simple. And what is 1? Victory. It is gold. We got the gold medal here at the end of the day. We have the gold medal because we won. Because we... What? Because we won. Simple. You have to be thinking about stuff like this. And I thank you for your time. And this is how you solve 8 equals 6x plus 2. Thank you for watching very much. Have a good day. Good night.